Okay, here's a recap of the garden here on the homestead. So far, our raspberries, we only have 8 surviving, but some of them are looking really not bad. So they're surviving. Again, raspberries, blueberries along the fence. The trees are doing well. They're starting to leaf out a little bit more. These are our apple trees. And then again, over here, we have the beehive. So along this first row, I was just gonna show you, it was kind of a last minute row, but it's growing. So there's just beets growing here. And I was gonna show you that when you have like 2 or 3 beets so close, I've just been coming along in here and I just thin this out so they're not so close together, because they are growing really well. But there's a ton of beets growing, and then the onions are in this row, and then next to that row are more onions, and those are growing really well. And then the red buckets are tomatoes, and then there are 2 rows of potatoes. Potatoes always do well. I did companion plant some broccolini in between the potatoes. I'm not sure how those are gonna do, but something is eating on my broccolini, and I don't know if I should put some stuff around them or not. But over here is more spinach and broccolini. And so again, a lot of the broccolini is doing pretty good. Especially with all this rain and wind, I'm surprised. So it's doing well, but that's what this whole row is here, is broccolini and beets. But I've just been going through and thinning the beets because they were pretty thick. Like here's one. And you can see the grass is just awful in the garden. I pick all the time and it never seems like I make a dent. But things are growing. And then we've got celery. Celery is growing pretty well. I think it'll be fine. And then down here is, there are beans starting to grow. So beans are here, and then cucumbers are growing here. So you can see those are coming along. They've had so much rain and water. And then in here, something's eating my cabbage, but I've got some purple cabbage and some green cabbage growing. And then along here are more onions. And then I companion planted some carrots. And the carrots are doing really well in between the onions so far, so you can see that. And then on this row, I've got corn. And the corn is growing, and then I've also companion planted pole beans with the corn. So you can see things are growing. It's very weedy, but things are growing. Can't complain. It's this thistle that is so bad out here. It's my worst nightmare. But pumpkins are doing well. This is a sugar pie pumpkin. I did all of them because I love these last year. They were great. And then my sweet 3-year-old planted a bunch of spinach everywhere. So that's growing up everywhere. And then we've got carrots growing along here. I never did get my tomatoes planted. Titus planted one, and one tomato's still surviving. But there she is in all her glory, our little garden. Hopefully that helps you all. But right now we're still just doing overhead watering, but for the last few weeks we've had so much rain, we haven't needed it. So I can't forget to, our asparagus is right here, and it is huge. We did a few picks from it, but we're letting it grow. But here's some more up in here, but it's growing well. Over in here I've got a few different blueberry bushes. I'll show you what our blueberry bushes are looking like. They're still alive. This is their 3rd year. But you can see the green on them. And hopefully we'll get a few berries this year. You never know.